No matter what it is in life that you want, you gotta go out there and get it. Still nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. Never give up on your goals, stay focused on you. Focus your view, succeed, cause I'm hoping you do. Keep climbing up the ladder, cause the key to success. Go hard and go home, never settle for less. Life is stress, but we gotta deal with it, homie. Send a prayer to the man to put a shield on it. Work hard for what you get, appreciate what you got. You can always improve, just don't stop. Going for your dream to achieve in your life. Gotta take a chance like rolling the dice. It won't come to you, so you gotta go get it. At the end of the day, add up the digits. Miss Price used to say, if there's a will, there's a way. So I live by it. Until this very day, I kept on mashing and I never gave up. Me believing in myself is the way I came up.
Never hold you down, you gotta get up. These are your dreams, never give up. Never ever give up. Hey, you gotta keep on hustling, keep on rocking, keep on.
What's up, team? This is Robert Porter and Ippiani Locker with the I Love San Bernardino County radio show on KCA NBC 106.5 FM, 1050 AM, where we will talk politics, culture, and history. How we doing today, Ippiani?
Hey, blessed to be alive, Brother Robert. How about yourself?
Living the life. It's been a little hot. It's been extremely warm the last couple weeks.
Yes, indeed.
But it's part of living in San Bernardino.
Or Southern California.
Yeah, so true, so true. I'd like to send prayers to the people that lost their homes.
Yes.
In the fire on Edge Hill Road for Little Mountain. Very sad. If you look on the news, you'll probably see a little bit about it. Looked like some very beautiful homes went up in smoke, and a lot of people's memories. No word of any injuries.
Well, that's a blessing.
Definite blessing. But please pray for those families, because can you imagine losing everything?
Totally.
I mean, in an instant. Those fires are so quick too.
Yeah, they move so fast, and we have so much dry area throughout all of Southern California that it could happen to any neighborhood.
Yeah, we should probably send out to all those that are dealing with fire right now.
Totally.
There's some of the largest fires in history up in Northern California.
Totally.
Yeah, very unfortunate. But so make sure the ways you can protect yourself from fire is make sure you have an area that's dispensable around your home.
Totally.
You don't have a bunch of plugs.
No, I hear you.
Yeah, I've actually had a few of the fire chief on, and he went through a bunch of things to help. Better protect your home from fire and stuff.
Definitely. On that same note, we definitely want to shout out the first responders as well as the those that are system impacted that are out there with the fire crews and fire camps that are out here battling these fires.
In this heat, too.
In this heat on top of it. So with that being said, to everyone, stay hydrated because it's extremely hot, and we need to stay hydrated. And thank you to those that are putting their lives on the line to protect the structures and things, people's homes, structures, important places within our golden state of California.
Yeah, first responders, man, and they're so cool. If you see a fireman, seriously, or a sheriff, police officer, and they're at an event, right, in like a community event, go up to them, because that's usually when you'll get the smile, right? You don't get the stern work look for most of the time. Like, you usually get a smile, and like occasionally that is the great reason why we have National Night Out, right?
Which is coming up.
But unfortunately, it's canceled. Yeah, but
you
we do have one.
You could go to Rialto. You could go to.
Yes.
There's many of neighboring cities that still have theirs going that are well planned out, and they're making it happen. So, please navigate to our community of the Inland Empire to go and participate if your city is not doing one itself.
And this. It's so important for me to actually showcase both sides of the coin, right? And like, it's good for the police officers to do their type of outreach too, because we need to know that they're human,
And they need to know that we're human as well.
Yes,
there's accountability on both sides.
And that does kind of help, like when you see all the kids out there, and like then they bring the horse, and you take pictures with the fire trucks and get to play with, put a little backpack on or whatever, a helmet.
The wish is that all the interactions could be as nice and as simple as that. But there's many of things that take place throughout the Inland Empire that there needs to be some accountability for on many levels. Yes. But there are necessary.
You saw what Ben put up?
I didn't see what being
yeah,
passed
ooh.
up, but they're definitely, you know, they're law enforcement does play a necessary role in our community, but they are not the end all be all for the things that are in the community. Like, I do not support law enforcement like addressing mental health needs, you know, or wellness checks. As many people,
unless they're calling, right?
As many people that have those conflicts. For instance, you know, rest her soul, and to Sonia Messi, right, calling law enforcement for help when someone's in their backyard or something, ends up being executed in their own home. You know, that happens way too often, and there needs to be accountability for that. But the outreach that they do is a step in the right direction, and we hope that we know that all of them are not good and all of them are not bad. There's always a mixed bag with everything.
And also, most humans, if you look at a group, there's a percentage of bad, percentage of just
There's a spectrum.
there's
a
a
spectrum.
spectrum. So like, it's not, you have to be careful not to like let the negative part like overwhelm the positive that they're doing too,
And
right?
vice versa.
Yeah. So like I look at both things, and you definitely need to hold people accountable, but you also have to be there for them when they're smiling and not that stern face that's like.
Well,
you know,
I support
yeah.
when they're doing their job and like saving lives, preventing deaths.
So when
and things
the
like that, I
lieutenant
celebrate
comes to
that.
the neighborhood meetings, they're like, sometimes you get to see the real personality of the person, you know. Like I've talked to them before. Like they have to put on that really stern, and I know it's stressful, and I know that some people mess up,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and everything. But it's still. I still have a lot of respect for them and what they do, even though I own myself personally have had problems with law enforcement in the past when I was a kid one time. Yeah. So yeah, I got, like that's just how things go, you know. Like you.
So goes
you know?
life.
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's a mixed bag, you know.
But like I did, and I had a negative view for a long time. I even like changed my whole major in college from criminal justice to anthropology immediately.
I hear you.
Because I felt that if that was the way it was going to be, I would never join the ATF. I would never go that route. Criminal justice is not my route, right?
I hear you.
It took a long time for me to go up to every officer and shake their hand. You know?
It's always good to lead with love, and you hope that they model and do the same as well.
Because some don't. Yeah.
No, of course, obviously.
And then what I was talking about with Ben, like he put up the list of the monies that we had to pay out for lawsuits.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
it's
very
a
aware of these
yeah.
statistics.
I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah. It's so to me. It's
That's
just,
a street, right?
Yeah. How much money could you make? I'm not going to say the county, but it's one of these counties. But it's almost $1 billion that had to be paid out in litigation over the last 10 years for lawsuits, harassment on a lot of things. So we're not going to go into the weeds, but imagine that money invested to address the homelessness or address the housing crisis.
It's our
right?
money.
It's our money. Yeah, all of it's our money. It's taxpayers. So definitely.
Stuff.
But let's get to what we're here to do today.
I do love that conversation. But yes, we thank all the first responders, and let's dedicate the show to both the people who have had problems with the fires in any way, shape, or form, and our first responders that have helped save their lives today.
I think you forgot someone as well.
Standout of the week?
No, not standout of the week. Our guests what happened with our guest that was supposed to be here today.
Yes. He couldn't make it, but I might keep a little private.
Okay.
Because certain guests, like I had to keep certain things private with them because close relationships, and they're very private.
Okay.
Yeah, very, 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 very private. Oh, like more. I ain't private. I'm pretty much an open book most of the time, man. But we will send some condolences out there, and the prayers out.
There you go. All right.
I want to mention our sponsor, Celebrities Bar and Grill. Max, out here, please go to Celebrities and spend some money, team. They need you to come eat. They need you to come over and have a burger. They need you to come in there, have a few drinks, a steak special, lobster pizza.
Hey, no.
Go in there, say hello to Max, help him out. It's been kind of hot, so like that means that all these businesses have to spend a lot of money on air conditioning, right? It's a huge expense. So utilize these businesses while they're having to do these big expenses, right?
Like you could utilize it as a cooling center while enjoying some good food and having a nice, cool, refreshing beverage, whatever you prefer.
Yep. And like I drink water, but I still order a meal, right?
There you go.
So but like you could just go probably have a beer too.
Yeah,
And like there's plenty of people in there doing that.
And then they have non-alcoholic beers as well, so even if you abstaining from alcohol, you could still have a non-alcoholic brew if you like the fizzy bubbles.
Totally cool. So let me see. We have to stand out of the week today. So Johnny's last name, Johnny Vindiola. It's not. I want to do it right, but
No,
because she is such a wonderful lady.
Definitely.
Right. I first met Johnny when she invited me up to Big Bear, the Big Bear Valley Historical Museum.
All right.
And it's just this little museum up near Baldwin Lake out of the main city of Big Bear. And they invited me up there to do a presentation on the mega art and on
Awesome.
Legends of the Arrowhead.
That's beautiful.
And I saw the incredible Native American artifacts they have in their curation.
Yes.
And I noticed that there was some history on the wall, and I was reading, and it actually used quotes from my book in the curation.
Beautiful. What a compliment.
Yes, I mean, the feeling.
Yeah.
So special,
Beautiful.
and
You are a special individual,
it
brother.
made me feel good, dude.
You definitely,
Yeah.
you are worthy of that,
Yeah.
man. You're a good man. You do a lot in our community, and you speak a lot of life and highlight the positive things that are happening in our community. So I appreciate
like
you.
her and her husband, like they took me out to dinner,
There you go.
at lunch, and they set me up in my own before Airbnb. They hooked me up with my own Airbnb.
There you go. There
Right?
you go.
I
Hey
mean,
now, hey now.
they have treated me with nothing but
But
respect.
why wouldn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah,
They
yeah.
got Robert Porter in the house.
Yeah,
Come on now. Hey now.
I'm glad. I just the honorariums that I received from
Amen.
them is just incredible, and I just wanted to. Being at the county show, I wanted to show Big Bear a little love too over
Amen.
there because they're
That's
far
what's
away,
up.
and I'm trying to branch out with
There you go.
branch
There you-
out with
there you go.
stand out of the week.
That's what's up.
Get out there a little bit. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
have a stand out of the
Totally.
week and you would like Ben Chavez from First Lineage Site Services to sponsor your thing for the day, and we'll give you a big shout out. Let us know, and me and Yanni will showcase your special person,
Totally.
non-for-profit or business. But we want to have a non-profit of the week and a business of the week sponsor.
Totally.
So if you're interested in that, it is $25 per show. So about $100 a month.
There you
If you
go.
can't afford that, I think we could work something out. Maybe we could
Totally.
have a dual sponsor, something.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But we'd love for you to take part, and we need help, team, too. This costs money to run the show. It's not free,
no.
and we work hard for our money. So we
Totally.
would like to like get a little help on the side if we could, right?
There you go,
Yeah,
there you go.
just a little bit of love.
Amen,
But,
amen.
we do appreciate the love we're getting. We do
Amen.
appreciate that.
Totally.
And thank you, Ben Chavez, so much for what you've been doing for the show. We really appreciate you. And Johnny, go visit the Big Bear Historical Museum, right?
Okay.
You just went to the Colton one, so
Yeah, gotta get up
yeah,
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get over there. Like you made
What-
me like a little jealous going over there. When I get in there.
It
Like,
was pretty
man.
cool. It's pretty cool, But definitely. So, with that being said,
I do have a history tidbit.
All right.
All right. Are you down? Like so, this one is a special one for me. African American trailblazers in San Bernardino County.
hey now.
Throughout the 19th century and well into the 20th century, African Americans in San Bernardino County had such a hard time making ends meet due to racial tension, low social status, and the likelihood that they would one day serve an integral role in their community looked slim. Fortunately, there was a number of men and women who, through unbelievable drive and determination, defied those odds. Let's take a look at these remarkable trailblazers. Lizzie Flake Rowan. She was brought to San Bernardino by Mormon settlers, James and Agnes Flake. After they died, Lizzie took care of the Flakes' children for a while in addition to her own. She even eventually married another ex-slave, Charles Rowan, and built a home for their 3 children and acquired some land on D Street Near downtown San Bernardino, where Lizzie worked as a laundress, Charles ran a barber shop inside the Southern Hotel. And I was thinking, back then,
Yeah.
to have a business like that, wow.
Totally.
Like later on in the 50s and 60s, they really shut down a lot of that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
Racism was real.
real trailblazers here. Grief Embers, 1812 to 1873. Shortly after the Mormons' arrival, word hit San Bernardino of an imminent Indian attack, so a fort was built near present-day San Bernardino, California courthouse, and a militia was organized inside its walls. During this turbulent time, Grief Embers had a 6-foot-long tin horn that he blew to call his men in preparation for the anticipated attack. Later, when the Mormon faithful were recalled to Salt Lake in 1857, they're obliged to hastily sell their homes for pennies on the dollar. Embers bought land at what is now I Street, just south of Mill Street, thus becoming one of the first African-American landowners in California.
Hey now.
This is San Bernardino, team.
Hey now.
All right.
Beautiful.
All right. I could go on. There's a lot of them here, but
Definitely.
there was an interesting one here that I wanted to do. Okay. The Reverend Robert Henry Harbert published a monthly gazette called The Colored Citizen, a collection of local and national items of interest to help and inform the African American citizens. This was the first of its kind that spoke to that population in the Inland Empire. During its year-and-a-half run, July 1st, 1905 through December 1906, each edition included a collection of weddings, deaths, and marriages, as well as events of the day. The first July 1905 edition highlighted our country's Independence Day celebration and a quintet of distinguished Americans, which consisted of George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and Booker T. Washington, and Frederick Douglass.
Hey now.
So what I wanted to say there is this is like the Black Voice, early, right?
The Black Voice before the Black Voice.
Yeah.
I hear you.
It's so early in time, wow, this is incredible stuff. This is the kind of history we need to teach in our schools.
Totally.
This is what makes San Bernardino special, right? Now, I could go on forever. Dr. Howard Ingram, Jack Hill, Carl Clemens, Carl Anderson, and then Israel Bill.
Yeah, Israel Bill.
Yeah, so there's some really great ones. We'll go
Awesome.
over those another day.
Yeah, totally.
But I was looking for some history tidbit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I started going around.
Getting back to you.
The book dropped and opened right to there, and I saw some of that early history. I was like,
Yeah.
wait a second, that's important stuff right now.
Totally.
Yes,
Totally.
because there's some historic things coming in African American culture, possibly the first female African American president.
Yes, and as well as American culture.
Yes,
It would be the first female.
Yeah.
It could
True.
potentially.
Yeah, potentially.
Definitely.
The whole culture, right?
Yes,
That's what I meant by this,
No,
too.
I understand.
Because San Bernardino is that,
Diversity.
Yeah, that spot where everybody came. Right?
Definitely.
And what I meant to show with the buying of the property.
Yeah.
Right, like
Some of the first.
that's opportunity, right?
Totally.
They saw an opportunity knocking, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and became the first landowner. Yeah,
That's what's up.
it's amazing to me. So
That's beautiful.
some cool history in San Bernardino.
Definitely.
Please take a look at Creating the Gate City, San Bernardino, California, by Nicholas Cataldo. All right, so we have some cool stuff. So what my point was for today's show is, like last week, Giannis was supposed to come on, but you couldn't make it, right? So we had the beautiful Amasa Albright come in here and sing with her wonderful voice.
Mistress
Yeah, yeah, and it was awesome. I had a good time. And I even got to take her home to dinner.
Hey now, look at, hey now.
Special.
Hey now, you won for the win.
But my point of the main show before, I wanted to all of us to do a little art, you know, in between. And you couldn't make it. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do this show too that way.
Amen.
Right? Because I want you to be able to throw out some of your poetic pieces, because we don't ever get enough time to showcase ourselves, right? So we have a half hour to do some good pieces, right?
Definitely.
So hit me up with your first one.
Well, definitely.
Oh wait, can you explain that award though first?
All right. Well, and let me bring a little clarity.
Okay.
I had the honor of being let me start here. The Poet Laureate of California, and his name is Lee Herrick. as well as the State California Art Council has a project that they're working together on. It's called Our California. And the focus of the project is to highlight poets throughout all the 58 counties throughout the Golden State of California. So people were submitting poetry and everything like that, and they're still accepting submissions. And luckily, I was one of the people that submitted poetry, and it got accepted to represent San Bernardino County. So if you go to the Our
I have
California
submitted
project,
poetry, it has not been accepted. So that is an honor in itself.
It totally is. And thus far, it's 3 of us. I wish I would have brought the names, because I did a video where I shouted out the other names, congratulating our fellow representatives of San Bernardino County. But it was definitely a huge honor. It made my day. And it's just, it touches my heart, and my goal with what I do in this world, in this life, and with my business as well, is to inspire humanity, regardless of who they may pray to, what their orientation may be, what their socioeconomic level, any of the things that are often used to divide us. I hope to inspire humanity and show them that we each are capable of doing great things with this gift of life, and the time is really now. The time is of the essence. Is now,
and you can be happy doing it.
Totally. To me, that's how you lead to happiness, unearthing and utilizing your gifts and talents. I wholeheartedly believe they will provide for you, but the most important thing that they provide is a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose. And I think that we all strive to align our life, or have our life mean something beyond just our own self and our needs or our wants. We hope that I believe that we inspire humanity and make an impact that's beneficial to all of humanity, or at least that's my aspirations. But I know I'm not alone in that.
And this is the perfect area and community to do that.
The
right?
biggest county in the country.
Yeah, and we're so diverse. And
amen.
And then we always talk about the great food.
Oh, totally. Yes. You don't have to travel the world to be able to get a taste of the world.
But that also equals the great art.
Totally. So many. Yeah, so much. It's so much. I'm not going to spill the beans on anything, but I'm working on some things to try to showcase some things on some different few networks. So, so I'll just leave it at that. But no, man, it was definitely a blessing and an honor. And this first piece, would I hopefully we have enough time, but I would love to share one piece out of my both of my 2 volumes of my I Am Living Dreams motivational poetry. You could buy it right now on Amazon, or you could go to my website, motivationalrealizations.com. I could get you an autographed copy sent to you, and my price directly from me is much cheaper than, way more affordable, let me say it like that, a greater value. Yes. Greater value. And the signature, who knows, it could be worth millions. So,
and if you wanted to pay full price just to help an artist,
hey, you can do that as well.
I've had that happen, like a tip kind of thing.
I've had that happen. I mean, I've been blessed to have that happen to me a few times, and or receive honorariums, unexpected honorariums.
Feels good.
Just for coming through to do something that you were just going to do out on the strength of love, Yep. So this first piece I want to dedicate is out of my first volume of I Am Living Dreams motivational poetry, and it's the very first piece that I open it up, and this piece is actually dedicated to my mother, as well as my Aunt Sandra and my Aunt Teresa, Lord rest their soul. I wrote this piece when they all got their doctorates in theology, and my mom and her Aunt Sandra, my Aunt Sandra, her sister, they're twins. Their birthday is coming up soon. So I would like to dedicate this first piece.
Twin, huh?
Yeah,
That's
my mom's
cool.
a twin, definitely.
Cool.
So dedicate this to my mother, Dr. Lockhart, as well as Dr. Murphy and Dr. Holman as well. So to my lovingly blessed family. So this first piece is titled Faithful Determination. Pillar of excellence, set upon the foundation of the Lord's love, a strength like no other, a willingness like no other, a passion like no other, a loving mother like no other, uniquely special and gifted in every way, faithfully pouring love upon the family, upon the world, determination to succeed, to flourish, to thrive, to fly, soaring higher and higher into limitless blue skies, into new stratas, into new atmospheres, into new dimensions, unhinged and unchained, upon the thrusts of your graceful wings, eagle spirit of winded soul, anointing the airs that flow within your flutters, angel spirit of a rising soul, the light shines brighter than the sun itself, allowing us to see the path of purpose. Your faithful determination, through your actions of effort, we now know that we are made able. Dreams are made real upon the muster of faith. We know now that we can fly over any obstacle, over any barrier, over any limitations with a grace that can only be seen and witnessed within flight. As we look upon and towards the heavens, as you glide upon the winds of love and the winds of favor, the same winds that we draw upon now, this breath of hope, this breath of love given, the winds of change within the chests of the breathing temples, the treasure of life within the living, the jewel that you are and held within the potter's hands, while his light shines through you, as we behold the opulence of his craft. Faithful determination is the name given to you. Love you, Mom.
Like the creator made.
As I believe that we all are divine creations, and to what each believes is deity they pray to or religion they ascribe to, but I believe that the Creator, and I do a lot of interfaith work, so I try to speak in generals, but I think that we've all been created. Something created the breath of life, and without the breath of life, none of us would exist. So wherever those praises need to be rendered, I render those praises to that. And for each individual, they render them as they desire to render them.
And was that the kind of the gist of the poem?
The gist of the poem was basically acknowledging my mom and my aunts for their faithful determination to pursue education, even in their senior years, after retiring, after working full careers, they desire to still better themselves. And that kind of ties into my aunt, my grandmother.
And that's motivational realizations right there.
I mean, I didn't birth myself, you know what I mean? So my mom and dad, but it also ties into my grandmother who got her college degree at Cal State San Bernardino Coyotes at the age of 70 years old after raising 11 children, So it's never too late to better yourself in this life.
I would love the elders that would be in my classes with me, because they would be the best group members and everything, man.
So much wisdom and insight.
And they actually do all the work, and they ain't partying out late and everything, Shoot, they're
dependable.
Yes, exactly. So that's the first person I would go, all right.
No, for real.
I'm going to get some reciprocation and not end up doing all the work.
But
7 years old, that is remarkable.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
A shout out to my mentor, R.S.D. Lombardi. Went back to school for his doctorate at 91.
Awesomeness.
Yes.
Awesomeness.
I helped him write his letter of recommendations, and I was like, wow.
That's beautiful.
I guess I helped him too.
No, you did. You said you did help him, bro. That's love. That's love. So what do you have for us, Robert?
All right. Well, I wrote a couple poems when I was back in the day, and I'm going to share this one. It's called Peace, Love, and Food Stamps.
Okay.
One man's love for San Bernardino, inspired by a truly free man. Drawing colorful arte in the universal sign of peace, not a grand material care, missing his two front teeth. Found his great divine path in the Lord's forgiving love, hating the bone-chilling cold, sleeping with the stars above. Handed him some bottled water, all the living things gotta have it. Spurted out of his toothless smile, long years of a speed habit. He lived the North End for 30 years, tears of joy right round down his face. Started thinking in my mind, is my love as strong for this place? I smell the love of cool, crisp air with the hint of McDarbucks every day. Then there's plenty of fresh food in the back dumpster, by the way. I also just caught a fresh brewed coffee from an old friend like you, jarring my memory of the many encounters we have been through. We toasted our coffee, and he sat back down under the street lamp. Then he yelled at the top of his lungs, peace, love, and food stamps.
Power to the food stamps.
And this guy he's a regular up on the North End. Everyone's really tried to always he's got family and everybody does what he does.
Some people like to live off the grid.
Yeah.
Some people truly choose to live off the grid.
Guess what he sells? crosses. So I have all these wooden crosses
Yeah,
from
yeah.
him. Like sometimes we give them, but like I try to give them like
Right, try
some
to
money
support,
from.
try to
And
support.
all of my little plants at home. I
Yeah,
got crosses
yeah.
everywhere.
No, it's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I think that's beautiful that, you commemorize that person. Hopefully they're still with us. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I seen him. He's still
Okay, all right.
he's probably hot right now.
Yeah, I hear you. But the fact that you've took the time to write about him and to acknowledge him in his presence and see his humanity, and respect his choice. You know what I mean? Because we have to respect people's choices just because it line up with how we see it or how we may proceed. Everyone has their own journey, but the fact that you see his humanity, that's beautiful.
And he's kind of funny too.
I hear you. He's definitely a comedian.
I mean, it inspired that poem. Like when
Totally.
he said that, I was like, wow.
Oh, he made us laugh right now. For real.
All right. What do you got for us now, dude?
Well, definitely. This next piece that I'll be sharing is out of my second volume of I Am Living Dreams Motivational Poetry. Once again, you can get autographed copy at the website, motivationalrealizations.com, The Energy of Positive Thought. And this piece is called Upon the Horizons. Searching for my love, upon the moons of Mercury, upon the rings of Saturn, upon the surface of Jupiter, upon this quest of a heart longing and yearning, beckoning upon my soul to be unified, to be as one. Completion of mind, body, and spirit. I am searching for you. This intrinsic compulsion pumping within the chambers of my heart to find you, to hold you, to comfort you. To you with all that I am. I have fought through the realms of Hades, where the fires melt suns, where all is consumed and rendered to ashes, yet the desires of the golden heart are not burned, only purified and forged for a greater purpose and a greater calling, a greater love, for our love. I have ascended through the skies of the paradise within the dominion of Zeus, where the goddesses commune, alluring enchantment within the windows of opulent eyes, rich with mesmerizing beauty. Angelic voices raised in hymns, stirring the very essence of my making. Divine in all their ways and with their abilities to satisfy the gods, yet none of them could quench the aspirations of the heart of gold. Only polish the amber luster while focusing the strength and effort of my strength to find you, my love. I have dived to the depths of the seafloor within the dimension of Neptune, where I had to sever the 7 heads of the ferocious Hydra while battling through the tentacles of the Kraken while rummaging through the locker of Davy Jones, hoping to find you, my love. Only mother of pearl can be found upon the ocean's ground, needing you to deliver our pearls into this world as you become mother. Yet the siren song instructs me to speak to the mermaids as they point me towards an unknown land above the surface of the endless blue sea. Now I am surging upward from the phantoms of the depths, swimming through 20 leagues to reach the shores of this new land in search of you, my love. As my feet walk free from the pulling of the harsh churning tide, pleasant is the feel of the sands beneath the strides of my feet as I bound towards you. Closer to you are my hopes, this compelling desire to know your touch, to caress your essence, to love you, to honor you, to cherish you, looking upward upon the horizons, dawning of our love in peace.
Beautiful.
Thank you, brother.
Is that like? Are you talking about the love you're looking for?
Yeah,
or?
the pursuit of
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
The pursuit of love. And
But not about yourself, or is it
no,
the same?
it's me. Most of the stuff is centered around my
Yeah,
lived
yeah,
experience.
Yeah. So like,
Me
a
battling.
love for yourself, but also
No, love for myself, but
Yeah.
pursuing actual love,
Okay.
like the line where for you to deliver our pearls as you become mother, to birth our legacy, to birth our lineage. The different dimensions are different aspects of life that we battle through, right?
like the Kraken in the
The Hades,
stick in your
in the
hand
depths of this ocean, in
Okay.
the realm of Zeus, in the hells,
I
with
imagined
Hades.
you like as a knight when you
You can see
mentioned
it like that,
part
yeah,
a
like
little bit.
crusading on
Yeah.
a crusade of love,
Yeah.
to find love, to encompass love, to know love, to hold love.
That-
I'm
that
looking for you, girl.
That was beautiful, dude. I mean, yeah, man.
I'm out here.
Yeah,
we outside
it's-
for real, for real.
You see that?
And I'm dying out here, so hurry up,
No. He's hot. It's hot.
yo. For real.
All right, I got one here. So this is from my book, Poetic Art, poems for my hood, San Bernardino. It's on
I love
Amazon.
the title. I love the
Yeah.
title, bro.
If you-
West Side,
yeah.
IE.
if you want to buy it, you're more than welcome to. I don't think it's that much money.
Please,
but if
please
if,
support.
Yeah, you're welcome to. This one's called "Writing Seas" by Robert Porter. And by the way, I have a lot of my art in here too.
Beautiful.
So I put my poems on with my art that I did. That's kind of fun there.
Definitely. Before you share the poem, a very similar approach with these because when I got back to writing again, I used to take a lot of images of the clouds, skies, flowers, and I would sew words to them, right? So a lot of my photography is also in these poetry books.
Yeah, it's a good way to actually utilize. You post it once on Facebook, but here it's forever. And that's the thing, team. Facebook is not forever, right?
No, it's not.
Yeah, so if something
if
bad,
the power goes out,
right. You're gonna hope you had some, and Facebook can also be taken away from you. So if you have pictures on there, you might want to print a few pictures out of your family.
You are totally correct around that. You're totally correct.
And more pictures, the better. All right. Writing Seas by Robert Porter. All right. Writing my heart this poem, because one was dearly needed. In a place of plenty, with even a great abundance if seated. My life has changed in memorable ways, kindly bestowed. The humble road and the follower, as the good energy flowed. Had a few big life bumps, but stayed on the path of my own, believing the Creator rewards when good deeds are truly sown. Native mega art studies will prove their loyal monumental thought, showing songs of the ancient past, if the impressive visual history is sought. A poem about my love San Bernardino will be published in a local anthology. Then finished with my second book while considering the first people's anthropology. Hosting has grown from learning radio onto TV musicology and history tidbits. Tutoring and paleo days are growing young minds like mental toolkits. I love San Bernardino, and my city brings me to my hands and knees. Modest in my approach, I'm presuming on what it is to dream and who sees.
Beautiful. That's amazing.
Yeah, it was just me looking at myself, like what I've achieved.
Definitely.
Like trying not to be too cocky, but still.
Well, you have to recognize our journey and our accomplishments and our success, because the real reality, we have to toot our horns, because most of the time you're not going to get a pat on the back. It's not people, you know what I mean? So it's good for us to reflect upon what we have accomplished, and then the lessons we learned, the mistakes we made, because if we're honest in those reflections, that's how we can grow. That's the foundation of truth that we can build upon, So it's good to reflect and know that you have done great things, and I can attest, knowing you for over 10 years, that you have done great things for our community, and that you're a kind and loving man, and you do care for San Bernardino.
Had fun too.
It has been a great time. It's been a blessing, such as it is today.
So I know you got one more for us over there.
I definitely do.
We got 15 minutes.
Definitely, and I'll share the one. I'll share, that'll be the last one that I'll share that as a part of Our California. Okay. But right now I'll share this one that I recently wrote. Okay. Said July 13th, but you have failed. You cast me aside. You didn't recognize my humanity, my gift. You steal my expressions. You defile my purpose. You attempt to destroy all that I am. You have failed. I am the cornerstone, the ever-extending arch of life, fixed within and upon me. My strength is unmatched, and without it, structure crumbles. You have failed. I am blessed, the cradle of humanity, the roots of the tree of life. How does the leaf not recognize the nutrients from which it draws from? It will fall within its given season as the roots dive deeper to feed the next yield. You have failed. I am the originator. How can the replica perceive its value greater than the original? Only a copy, lacking the impetus of creativity, the originalities of one's own thoughts. You have failed. I am the gifted. Attaching my value to currency, monetary gain is all that you covet. Emptiness is all that you are, devoid of character and substance. Meaningless consumption is your construction. You have failed. Western ideals. In peace.
Interesting. So, like the Western thought, it hasn't taken over.
No, yeah. I would say it's for me, and this was beautiful about poetry, right? Like, however it resonates and whatever vision people they're free to have that, and there's it's debates in the art
it's
world.
always good to talk to the horse. Yeah,
and so many of our great works, the people are no longer here, where it's up to the interpretation, right? And some people feel like it's good to have that space for people to imagine and create. Because when we look at art, right, our eyes are going to be drawn to different aspects of. We're looking at the same painting, but we'll be drawn to different aspects via our lived experience, right? But they're all beautiful, and it's all a part of it, and it doesn't really have to be defined. But to me, this piece for me is more so speaking about how our system of like capitalism and exploitation and extracting has failed us as community, as humanity in this nation, where the focus here is money is God in this nation, right? And they will put that over people's life, even though we're all blessed to be alive, and we only have this gift only for a small duration of time.
It should not be.
It should not supersede the gift of life and the value of life, right? And that's where I feel like in one of the failings of this nation in particular, right, is that we have elevated money, trinkets, things, inanimate objects, right, that we cannot take with us. If you leave it all behind, you don't take any of this stuff with you. It's all left behind over the actual gift of life and appreciating each other's unique talents, and that we're both unique. We're all uniquely created, uniquely designed, and we all have something unique to offer. But often we don't get to see that because we are forced to have to, provide, and you got to live, you got to earn money if you want a house, you know what I mean? And like, that's we have no universal health care. We have no universal
there's hardly any time for art, man. You're like, we tell people to
art
do art.
For us to even enjoy life itself.
True. Yeah.
And that's a shame.
Take a vacation.
That's a failure, in my opinion. Yeah. That's a failure in my opinion.
When like most of the money in the last few years has gone to a very few people, and like that stimulus is really for us, right? That really did
But
stimulus.
how many businesses got
stimulating McDonald's?
but how many of those corporations that didn't even need the PPP loans end up getting them, right? And then so there's many of failures, but there's many of successes as well. I still believe that in this country that you still had the opportunity to manifest your dreams. It's going to take hard work, but you still can do it. You still can do it here.
And that hard work will pay off.
It really does. It really will.
All right. Should I just be like?
There you go. I think that's what you just did.
I've been a hot two. All right, let's
Hakatua. What you say?
A hot two and humid summer night, a fanciful thought, a pure delight. The crickets chirp as they may, a click of a bat to a flying insect's dismay. The crested moon rises over the hills, wind wispy clouds and cooling chill. A thought of a friendship of keen minds, the types that are of one of a kind. Slow and steady the tortoise crawls, to smell the hibiscus after it falls. If I wonder if, I can wonder true, beautiful kind brains of wonder too.
Wonder too.
So that was a time when I was looking for love. Like that's why I did that.
There you go.
one,
There you go. No, that's beautiful. And
Like
and you found it.
it must have been like the energy that you put into me, like right to it. I think that actually
it's the powers that be. It's the spirit.
I had to be honest. Like love is like we were talking about this. Love can be a powerful force when it comes to doing art.
Yeah, totally. It can inspire. Even when you have heartbreak,
Yes.
you can even produce things. And we have to do a show talking about us as men that equipping ourselves to deal with emotional trauma, right? Because we rather have our arm broken than the heart broken, but that will happen, and how to navigate this, how to don't go Eminem Stan style, right? Don't hurt yourself either. You know what I mean? That this is something that we have to navigate and learn, and it only makes us stronger. But we need to have more conversations about that.
We do. Well, we're gonna get one more poem here.
Definitely. All right, and this is the piece that I submitted and was accepted to the Our California project with the California Poet Laureate and the California Arts Council. I do love you. I do desire you. I do long for you. I truly do. Yet I cannot fight you for your love. I have to fight with each given day, not only for my humanity and life, for my very existence, fighting to be a man, fighting for my manhood to be recognized and respected, fighting for space, just to dwell within, just to breathe within, just to be, fighting for my voice, not even to be heard, just simply to express myself as myself, just to be me. Fighting systems constructed for my destruction, the authoring of my demise, fighting the rules of law formed for my falling, fighting for food that nourishes me, not priming me for cancer, fighting for air, pure, crisp, and fresh, yet warehouses built around me as they warehouse me, fighting to move freely and unrestricted, yet I am chained and bound. I fight these shackles, I fight these imposed limitations, I fight these short-sighted views upon my very life, upon my potential, upon my very destiny. I fight, I battle, I crusade, not for bloodlust, for my bloodline, not for the conquest, for my surrender, not for the spoils, for my necessities. I fight, such as my father, such as his father, such as the father of all fathers, and I will continue to fight. For this is what has been destined. This is where I have been placed. And this is the why, and this is the win. Victory. Victorious such as my predecessors. Victorious such as my ancestry. Victorious such as my lineage and legacy. Victorious such as my nature, such as my calling, such as my destiny, until glory calls. Yet again, I cannot fight you for your love. I am heavy burdened. I am restless and weary. I am gravely wounded. I had to fight to make it here. I was guided here, an inaudible voice, maybe that of my soul or souls beyond the veil, leading me, beckoning me to crawl or stumble towards this fold, this dimension, this realm between life and death, whispering through me to call upon the angels. It says that there is healing within their touch, that there is mending within their love, with the ability to renew and create anew. Delusional I may be, I have lost so much blood. I see that my time has come upon nearing horizons. I wish that I can be as free as these tears welling forth from my eyes. Yet again, I am only a man, my time set within limits. A sun rises and a sun sets. I am here in limbo, resting upon my back, witnessing the opening of the skies. I fear, mustering the last of my consciousness and waning strength. I pour forth from the spirit of a dying temple. I scream to the angels, am I not worthy of your grace? Have I not honored your will? Each task and errand assigned, have I not vanquished? Have I not succeeded? Have I not overcome? I cannot fight you for your love. I am only a man. I cannot ascend to the heavens. A wise and cunning design, this separation between you and I. Much destruction lays within the wake of man, what treasures are gained and with hand. Surely this is of your knowing, as we both know the nature of man. If we were able to rise into the heavens, ravaging chaos would surely ensue. That is not the love that I am seeking. That would be forcefully taking. No healing can be found within that. I cannot fight you for your love, for your mending touch, for your loving embrace which heals the brokenness of man. You must descend from the heavens and fall upon the earth. I cannot fight you for your love. You must bless me. This is the last yearning prayer of a dying temple, faithful steward, clothed in man. Am I worthy? By Ipiani Locker. In peace.
You are.
Thank you, brother. It's so funny, right? Thank you. And when I performed this piece at Back to the Grind, shout out to Back to the Grind, is like the creative mecca. After I shared that piece, like 3 or 4 people said, "You're worthy," like they screamed it at me, man. I was like, "Yo, like, thank you, bro."
You could hear the excitement in your voice as you're reading it, and you read it very well. You've been
Thank you,
practicing that, man.
It's my,
Yeah.
I need to start memorizing my
Well,
pieces,
and
then I make up pieces on the spot as well.
Looks good for the ladies too.
Yeah, I'm working on the temple. I want one that's healthy and fit. You know what I mean? An entrepreneur, creative. Has the creative gifts and talents, and so you got to be evenly yoked. So I'm still honing the tempo. You know what I mean? But hopefully she could, get with me. We could work on that together. You know what I mean? Hawk it to her.
So this one right here, I wrote about a local panhandler in our area back in the day when I kind of felt like people didn't really get what they're going through.
I hear you.
I call it Da Good Life, and it's spelled DAGUDLYF. I live the good life, as you can see. Sorry about that. I smell like pee. Been living San Bernardino for many years. Darn hard life, bring a man to tears. Was a tagger, a blood, and maybe more. Too old for that now, to settle the score. I've never read well, as you can read. I work for change and sometimes weed. As a kid, I had a dream to be a good cop. Just not a choice, running the poor man's stop. They say I make bank and hoard all my cash. What are they thinking? Have you ever bought gas? Yeah, I smoke cigs and when possible medical herb. No good doctor's help to calm my last nerve. No freeway home 30, freeze your butt off down there. Too many crazy people, you better not stare. I just want a chance, but that's not in God's plan. A ticket for panhandling, I can never earn like a man.
I'm so saddened that for that individual. I hope they're still with us, and I pray.
Yeah, he's still there.
I pray that his mindset changes, because with each newly given day to all of creation is a new opportunity to pursue a new.
Let's pray for him. I hope he finds his way. But I just wanted to, there was a lot of people talking mean online. I wanted to do.
No, I love that, because with what's happening right now, I love the fact that your pieces humanize aspects and parts and people in our community that are often demonized or stigmatized or ostracized, right? That
especially right now.
Yeah, especially right now. And you are a caring and a compassionate man, and you have great empathy for not only your community, but for each person in this world, brother. So God bless you and love you for that, man. Continue to let that spirit
we got
shine.
3 minutes. What any announcements before we're done?
Well, announcement wise, I'll say that for another show. Yeah. But my question for you is, what is your vision with the mega arts and the vision that you have for our community and world?
Yeah, well, basically, San Bernardino doesn't have a lot of things that put it on the map. My goal is to show that the Great Arrowhead is not just natural.
Yes.
It's made by the local indigenous population, and it was shaped. And once I get that goal out there, the local indigenous population can have something super cool.
Beautiful.
And San Bernardino has something super cool that we can showcase to the world.
Amen.
And they can come here and spend their money, and then we get tax dollars, and then they can go home with a good experience of San Bernardino.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I have this request to our listeners and anyone that may watch this, especially those in the higher academics, if you could please reach out to Brother Robert Porter to help manifest this vision and help him with this work, because it's truly beyond, it's not just for himself, it's for all of us to uplift our community, to show the beauty and amazing history that has dwelled here within this region of the biggest county in the country and the third largest county, the Inland Empire. So if anyone is willing to help or wants to help or desires to help, please reach out to Robert, because he's doing some amazing things.
And it's the premise of the work is basically to bring oral traditions to life, because they may have been written down initially in the past and forgotten.
Definitely.
Right? Just orally passed on and not through the art itself. So what I'm trying to show is, a lot of these songs in old history, there's actually art there for it.
Totally.
Just like you would have for anything else,
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
Humans make art.
No, totally. The humans are art. Definitely.
All right, well, and this is Robert Porter and Ipiani Lockhart with the I Love San Bernardino County radio show, brought to you by Motivational Realizations, and we are...